So when I was in the second grade, my parents during the school holidays sent me to a holiday program. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where older school students sign up to take care of like 20 younger ones under adult supervision. It seemed great and I was very much excited to go, but after realizing it wasn't exactly what I thought, I was a bit underwhelmed. So here are some stories of my experience there. The good, the bad, and the very bad. When I was first there, they took us to a local gymnasium to jump on the springy trampolines they had there. While I was there, I saw one of the older students as they did a trick by landing on their back, then doing a flip. And my 8-year-old brain saw that and thought of such a good idea. That looks easy. Let's do it. So I got some air prepared to land on my back. What I didn't see was that the older kid was landing fluently and with flexibility, but I was landing stiff, like a board. So when I collided with the trampoline, it was like I was paralyzed, like a bunch of pins and needles were constantly sending shockwaves up my skin. I'll admit, I did cry, but then I stopped suddenly. Not because the pain was gone, no. It was still like agony. But it was because I thought of an extremely similar to another stupid thing I did on a trampoline. The story that I thought of was a couple months prior to this. I was at a friend's house who had a balcony atop their house, right above all their equipment, like a basketball hoop, water tanks, and, of course, a trampoline. Theirs was a rusty, old-school trampoline with some springs, unhinged, and no net. But being the ignorant and dumb children we were, my friend said to me eagerly, "Lola, my sister's going to jump off the balcony onto the trampoline. You want to come watch?" And in a brainwave, I said, "I want to jump off the balcony." Why did I say this? So there was a bunch of pillows down there, and I didn't mention it before, but their balcony was on the 3rd floor, not the 2nd. I was frozen to the spot, and when I was about to step off the railing back onto the deck, my friend's older sister just shoved me off. Woohoo! Let's do that again! So I didn't jump once or twice, but 3 separate times. Anyway, back to holiday camp. So the program managed to raise enough money to take us all to Movie World, which was a theme park themed around DC heroes, villains, and Looney Tunes. I love theme parks. I like the near-death experience. So when I went there was a bunch of tall, fast-paced roller coasters near the entrance, and this one ride that swung you upside down on a rotating stick. But I was terrified to go on it, so I waited for the dark ride and roller coasters. Soon after coming to this conclusion, I realized the whole group had left me behind. I ran to find them, and it took me half an hour to do so. When I did, I asked the teacher aide why the group was so small and which ride would be next. She replied with, "Oh, we're going to leave after the next ride." "So when's the next ride?" "It's at the entrance. You get to pick." I thought to myself, I still have a chance to go on a roller coaster. "Do you think we could still road run a roller coaster, since it's right here?" She bluntly said, "We've already gone on that." Turns out they forgot I was here with them and had already gone on all the rides. It's like giving someone a one-day pass to Disneyland and then saying, "Okay, now you're inside. Wait here while I go on some rides." Like, who does that? It was at this moment where I started to actually break down into tears. I was 8 and couldn't understand why they just left me in the park with no map. And I still don't understand why they did it today. The place they owned was a huge gymnasium with hanging obstacle course, which was one of their activities they did in the program. I couldn't wait to do it, so when the teacher gave us the word and asked who wanted to do it first, she picked someone else to go first. Then after 2 more people went, it was my turn. Now they set at least 2 people up on the course at a time, so when it was my turn, someone else was already 2/3 of the way in front of me. I didn't notice them until I had to stop at the tightrope part before the end. This was because he got terrified and was just stuck to the spot, frozen with fear. They couldn't get me to move backwards because the clips only move in one direction. So when help came, they had to unclip me from my harness to get him. I kind of just stood there. My kid brain had full trust that I would be safe, even if I fell off the balcony, unclipped. When they saved the kid, they realized that I was still on the balcony, unclipped. So I was kind of there waiting for the supervisor to come around and clip me back on. "Hey, who wants to see me jump?" I guess I just don't have a fear of heights, because a couple months later, when I was back at school, in my gymnasium at school, they got a little workout area on the 2nd floor for older kids who want to, work out at lunchtime. So when the brick wall came up to the connected with the barbed wire fence, it was a little ledge that was made there, and the stairway to get to the 2nd floor was touching it. So, again, my kid brain strikes back and thinks that's the best spot to wait for the recess bell to go. So I climb up on the stairs and then sit on the ledge, waiting for the bell to ring. I only realized that this was a bad idea when the teacher walked in, turned around and saw me, and then started to have an eternal panic, and then said that she'd get me down. But when she was trying to figure out on how to get me down, I had already gotten down myself, and she was like breathing in and out so heavily. My brain just didn't think it was scary to be suspended 4 meters off the ground. Who wants to see me jump?